Hello everyone, I am Pooja Sharma and today I am going to deliver my lecture on a very important topic of English grammar, and the name of this topic is direct and indirect speech. Okay, so what do you understand by direct speech? Basically, direct speech means actual words of the speaker. Okay, actual words of speaker, and it always and closes in inverted commas. It always and closes in inverted commas. Okay, and what do you understand by indirect speech? Indirect speech meaning the actual words are transformed. Actual words are transformed, and it does not and closes in any inverted comma. Okay, we don't use inverted comma whenever we change direct speech into indirect speech. Okay, now through an example I just want to make it clear. Suppose there are two persons, Ram said to Sham. Okay, so it means there are two persons, Ram and Sham. So now Ram said that I am not well. Now Ram said, I am not well. Okay, so these are the actual word of Ram. But how did Sham convey this message? He will convey like this. He was not well. Okay. Now as you can see, actual word I have encloses with inverted commas. But when I change into indirect speech, so I just write he was not well. So how did I change it? Okay, so basically whenever we change direct speech into indirect speech, we have to follow 5 basic rules of direct and indirect speech. So first rule is rule number 1. What is the rule number 1? It means now as I have told you through an example, again I made you understand. Ram said to Sham, comma, inverted comma start, I am not well. Okay. Now easily you can understand it is a direct speech. And why? Because it is encloses in inverted commas. So what is Ram? Ram is a subject. Okay. And Sham is an object. Okay. Listener is an object and speaker is a subject. And what is said to? Then said to is a reporting verb. And these words which are spoken by Ram is a reported speech. Clear? So subject, object, reported verb and reported speech. So now rule number 1, as I have told you, rule number 1 is if your reported verb, it means this. Okay. Rule number 1, if your reported verb is said or said to, it will change into, said will be remain same, that means said, but if said to is there, it will change into told. Okay, but if your reported speech, in your reported speech and reported verb says or says to, then it will, says will be remain says and say to change into tells or tell. Okay. Now rule number 2. Rule number 2 is comma, inverted comma, change into that. Okay. Comma, inverted comma, change into that. So first rule I have told you, if the said or said to, it will be changed in said or told. If your reported verb in says or say to, then it will be changed into says or tells. And rule number 2, if your reported where there is an inverted comma, so you will be changed into that. Rule number 3, okay, it is very important because change the pronoun. Change pronoun. Now, which pronoun you will change? Many times it happens in reporting verb as well as in reported speech. You can see pronoun in both sections, but you have to change the pronoun of reported speech only. And how will you change? So, as you know, there are 3 persons. First person, second person and third person. Okay? And which word comes in first, second and third person? As you must know, I and we is a first person, you is a second person, and he, she, it, and they, your third person. Suppose if your reported speech, there are 2 words, if you see 2 words I and we, it will be changed into the subject. It means it will change according to the speaker. Okay. So for these you have to keep these 3 letters in your mind. S-O-N. S for subject. Okay. O for object. And for no change. Clear? S for subject, O for object, and N for no change. So you will be changed I and we, as again through the example I just make you clear. Ram said to Sham, I am not well. Okay, so Ram is a subject and I is a first person and I have written subject. So according to the subject and according to the speaker, your I will change. So what it will become? It will become he, because Ram is a boy. So I will change according to subject. Okay. Now next is rule number 4. Change the tenses. Okay, rule number 4. Change the tense. Suppose if your reported speech, it means this one, if your reported speech in a present tense, okay, if any present tense, suppose if it will be in a simple present, so you will change into simple past. Okay, all the present tense change into its respective past tense. Now present continuous change into past continuous. Present perfect change into past perfect. It means in their respective past tense. Now present perfect continuous change into past perfect continuous. Okay, and what will be happen if your reported speech is already in past? If it is in a simple past tense, then it will change into past perfect. Okay, simple past tense change into past perfect, and past continuous change into past perfect continuous. Now again your 2 tenses are remaining left about past perfect and past perfect continuous. If your reported speech in past perfect or past perfect continuous, in this condition your tense will not change. Okay, tense will be remain same. Okay, but except these there are some more helping verbs. As you know, will, shall, may and can. Now will change into would, shall will be changed into should, may into might, and can change into could. Clear? Now rule number. And the very important point of this rule number 4, if your reported speech, okay, how will you change the tense? You will change your tense only in one condition, if your reported verb is said or said to. Okay, if your reported verb is said and said to, then only you will change the tense. If on the place of said and said it is written says or says to, then you will not change the tense. Okay, no tense will be changed. Okay, no tense will be changed. Yes, it is very important. Okay, your tenses will be changed in one condition only, if your reported verb is said or said to. Okay, if your reported verb is says or says to, in that condition your tenses will not change. Clear everyone? Now next is rule number 5. Rule number 5 is specific time. Suppose if reported speech you see these words here, today, yesterday, tomorrow, now, this. So it will be whenever you will change into indirect speech, there, here will be changed into there, today will change into that day, yesterday will change into the previous day, tomorrow will change into the next day, now will change into then, and this will change into that. Okay, so basically there are 5 rules. Clear? Now through an example, I just want to make you clear. It will be now help you. Suppose there is an example. Veera said to me, I want your address. I want your address. So now rule number 1, change said to. Said to change into told. Okay, done. Rule number 2, change comma and inverted comma into that. Done. Rule number 3, change the pronoun. Now I is the first person. Change according to subject. Subject is Veera. That means, so on the place of Veera, which pronoun we will use? She. Okay, and you is a second person. Change according to object. Object is me. So what will be the possessive of me? My. It's my. Now rule number 4. We will change the tense. Now here is simple present. It will be changed into simple past. That means want change into wanted. And rule number 5, there is no specific time or place, so we will not change. So what will be your final outcome? Now you will be right. Your final output will be Veera Veera told me that she wanted my address. Okay. Now one more example. Clear? Example number 2. Rohan says to Anshu, comma inverted comma start, I am on leave today. Okay. So now rule number 1 says to change into tells. Okay. Rule number 2, comma inverted comma change into that. Rule number 3, change the pronoun. Now I will change into Rohan, and now Rohan is a boy, so we will use he pronoun on the place of Rohan. And now rule number 4, tense. Okay, so this is the present tense, and as I told you, if your reported verb is says, so tense will not change. So on the place of am we will use is, and last is a specific place or time. So rule number 5, today will change into that day. That day. So the final output of this, Rohan tells Anshu that he is on leave that day. Okay students, I hope it will help you, okay, to solve, to convert direct speech into indirect speech. Okay, till then take care, bye bye, and have a nice day.